Oh, Horizon, 30 flash, 30 flash.
Yeah.
I hit her for 30 flash.
Oh, 14 flash.
Come in. One's white.
Great cracked.
I have no ammo
Great
left.
one, great knocked. On me, guys, on me.
Yeah, coming.
Two bullets.
Chat, you say nothing.
Okay.
That is between us. That is between us what you just saw. Hi. This is going to be a video that is based on how to do inventory management with each level of backpack, including no backpack. My name is apparently Enderman99876. Poggers. Depending on how you're, what you're looting, your situation, stuff like that, you may need more ammo than you do heals. You may need more heals. You may need more ammo. It's all situational. As far as the inventory management goes with your guns, with no backpack, if you're able to, I would always prioritize. I always like prioritizing heals because eventually I'll definitely find the ammo. I'm not necessarily worried about it. But heals are very important for you to like rotate, to get to the next building, to get to the next POI, point of interest. Or stuff like that. So survivability is a big thing. You don't need to shoot your weapon to survive, right? You can just keep running and running and running and running to try to find your stuff. So this is really good. 180 bullets is enough to defend yourself, enough heals to heal yourself depending on which armor you have. So for the most part, this is a really, really good step. Now, when you find a backpack, this opens up a spot. This is a very situational thing as well. You may want to carry an extra nade or you may want to carry extra heals. I'm a person where I always like to have 2 to 4 bats and 12 cells. I always prioritize 12 cells once I find a backpack because heals, especially cells, are very, very, very important. When you get poked, or your team gets poked, you not only have enough meds for you, but you have enough meds to give to your team. So 12 cells is that happy median. In high predator rank lobbies, professional lobbies, 12 is pretty much across the board. Everybody rocks 12. 2 batteries is really good and a nade. Now, the nade is the situational part. So the nade is something where if you're not getting into a team fight for a long time, you don't see anybody for a long time, you know that this is not going to be used, and you see a battery on the ground, drop the nade, grab the bat, right? This is kind of my ideal setup for a white backpack. I want 180 bullets to defend myself, and I want massive, massive, massive heals. And the reason why I want massive heals is because when I shoot the person, when I get into that team fight, that firefight, I know for a fact that I'm at my maximum heals. I know for a fact that like whoever is shooting me, you can hit me for as much as you want and I'll be able to out heal it. And I'll pretty much, I think it's essentially like when you're shooting at each other, like I'm going to out heal you. I'm going to do more damage to you. You're not gonna be able to out heal it. Cause I don't believe that this person has as much meds as I do, but this is kind of my ideal. This is like the perfect setup. What I would run with a white backpack. The second that I start getting into a blue backpack, then I start looking at, okay, my heals are really good. I'm going to grab another stack of ammo, which is 240. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a nade. This is a really, really good setup. This setup right here, it just allows me to be, once you get a blue backpack, now it's like, you can essentially look at the blue for aggressiveness. So blue backpack is extra stack of ammo and a nade. And again, it's very situational. If you feel like, you can rock the 2 batteries and you want to be really aggressive, you can go ahead and drop these 4 right here. Or you can, you can drop the stack of ammo and grab another nade and kind of rock the 180. 180 bullets of anything, especially a Volt or an R9 or an R301 is very, very, very low. In high tier competitive, you are just poking 24/7. You are just doing one of these numbers, this, and then, you're like trying a whole clip from somebody in the field, and then one more clip, we'll say, right? We'll just say one more clip. And then if you look at your ammo, you're pretty much almost a full stack gone, right? So like that was just 3 clips, like real quick, poking from a distance, which in high tier competitive, you poke quite often. That is kind of something that's, again, situational. What I would do is, this is my ideal setup. This is the most perfect setup that I think would be for me, or what I would rock with a blue backpack. The second that I get into a purple backpack, this is where things become whatever you want, right? Because when you have a purple backpack, you can do so much, right? 12 cells is definitely a guaranteed. That will never change, right? That will never change. However, the cells and the bats, you can go ahead and grab 6 batteries. You can drop 2 bats if you want to for like nades. Like you don't necessarily, like this right here usually is my preferred setup. You'll catch me running this every single time in the end game. 6 batteries, 12 cells, 2 nades, and 240 ammo. That is probably like the best thing you can do. If you can't find batteries, then you would grab the ammo. If you can't find batteries, you'll grab a nade, right? So it's all, again, situational. This is the ideal setup. Alt excels, I never carry alt excels. That is for different legends, for different you know, obviously if you play different legends, you play different things, you're going to run different things. Now, this is like my main setup for what I run. I would say I'm a mid-range player. I'm not Wraith. I'm not really aggressive. I'm not in your face. I'm not, you know, I'm not anything like that. So if you're a super aggressive player, what you could do is you could honestly keep this setup, and what you could do with a purple backpack is you can drop the batteries and rock this, right? Because someone in your team is going to have batteries for you. So if you're a Wraith player, you really want to be up aggressive and things like that, where you might need more ammo. You might want to be more aggressive. You might want to poke, especially with a G7. If you have a G7, you want to rock 300 light ammo in the end game and just start popping shots left and right. You can do that with the sacrificing of batteries. So that's why I say the purple backpack is kind of that backpack that's very situational. When you have the blue backpack, there isn't much room for debate in terms of heals over the ammo. You would more so sacrifice nades. Nades are really, really, really important, but it's one of those things of, can you bunker down in a building without a nade? You know what I mean? Can you win the fight without the nade is essentially what you kind of have to think to yourself. Like, you want to be able to take more damage and just focus on killing them and taking their nades. So that's why I say it's kind of a very situational thing. So when you have a purple backpack or the legendary backpack, this is my preferred setup. Like I said, if I do want to be more aggressive and I do want to kind of like say, hey, screw it, I want to poke more. I've been frying with my gun. I'll drop a nade and I'll grab more ammo. So the things that you always drop is kind of nades. Now, what I'll say is with the backpack management and things like that, this is kind of like your inventory throughout the whole entire game. Now, when it gets to end game, and I mean when there's like 3 squads left and you need some, like, let's say there's 5 boxes in front of you, right? This is kind of like a common sense thing. But if you have a backpack and there is 3 squads left and the circle's about to close, let's say there's a squad behind this thing, squad over here, or let's say squad over here, and you have the high ground or something like that, right? You're all about to collapse on this spot right here. You all have a spot to hide in. What I would do is I would drop this. I would drop my ammo. I would drop a stack of this, and I would literally just go straight up nades. This is fun. You can grab as many nades as you possibly can fit. You're not going to use 180 ammo. You're not going to go through all these meds. You know what I mean? So that's when you use the backpack to your advantage. And that doesn't matter what backpack you have. If you're in the end game, you have to think to yourself, are you going to waste 180 bullets in this last team fight? No. Are you going to be able to use 4 batteries? No. Are you going to be able to use all these cells? No. You know what I'm saying? So you have to use your backpack management as the game progresses to your advantage. So that is a very, very simple, short video done by, for the backpack of, I know a lot of people have been asking me questions about it, like what I do. So that's what I do. Some other pro players, they have their own ways of managing their backpacks. Some people rock less ammo, more heals, more nades. Again, that's all personal preference. You find what works good for you. But what I just gave you was a very, very happy median of what to rock with certain backpacks. You know, a lot of people, I know people are going to ask me like, hey, what if I run a sniper rifle? It depends on what sniper rifle. You could drop a nade and rock, 2 slots for 24 of sniper ammo. What if 2 spray guns? So again, this is the ideal. I'm giving you the ideal setup of my setup. Phoenix kits are super, 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 super important. You're always going to use a Phoenix kit. Like what I do is I usually take a shit ton of damage. Like when I'm trying to level up on armor throwing that. And let's say I have like 1 bar left. I'll take flesh all the way over here. And then I'll just go inside my building and pop a Phoenix kit. You know what I mean? Like it's free. Like your Phoenix kit is free. Now, if you have double AR, what I do is I split it. So normally I would rock 240 as what you guys saw. I'd rock 240. I would rock 120, 120. Sometimes I would rock 180, 180 or 120, 180. You know what I mean? Depending on like my primary to my primary to secondary. Again, this is the ideal setup you'd run for the very, like I rock this and I play at the top high tier competitive. This is my setup. This is what I run. I rock an AR, a shotgun. If I'm not rocking a shotgun, I'm rocking a sniper rifle. I'll even, I'll rock a triple take like this with a stack of ammo right here. What I'll do, if sometimes I'll drop a stack of ammo and I'll rock this. Right, so this would be like my sniper setup. If I rocked 2 ARs, for instance, it would be 120 bullets in this right here. This would be my secondary, so like that. So again, always 4 bats. The reason why I like rocking the shotgun is the shotgun opens up a space. Shotguns are extremely strong. You can actually get a free space because you don't need 32 bullets of shotgun ammo. So it allows you to grab like an extra nade, or with the purple backpack, in my personal preference, I like grabbing 6 batteries. 6 batteries for me is my bread and butter. It's what I love the most because I'm able to be super aggressive. Also, my teammates, if they need batteries, I'm able to drop them batteries. This is a very team inventory that I like to rock. You know, hey, do you have any extra bats? Do you have any extra heals? Do you have any extra this? I'm like, yes. And I can just drop. And normally it helps us win the fight. So that is just a quick short video of how I rock my inventory. It's my personal preference, giving you little tips and tricks. If you guys want to know more, if you guys want me to go more in depth with like certain weapons and certain combinations, you know, and go through the list, I can do that. But if you guys want to watch me on twitch.tv/NoCocoPuffs, you can do that. NOKOKO Puffs. Boop. And that's the end of the video. I didn't talk about Red Evo backpacks. Suck my ass.